Welcome to Big Daddy Storytime. We're reading Disney's Pooh Heffalump movie. One quiet morning, Winnie the Pooh and the gang all slept peacefully when out of the blue, a loud noise trumpeted through the forest, knocking everyone out of bed. As Roo told his mother, Kanga, about the neat noise, Pooh, Piglet, and Tigger rushed by in panic. What happened? Where's everyone going? Piglet scurried on to Rabbit's house. He'll know what to do, I hope. Roo ran after them, but agreed to return when Kanga called for him. Roo caught up to the gang at Rabbit's house. Rabbit took charge, one at a time. Thank you. What is going on? There I was, sleeping, dreaming tiggerific dreams, and suddenly everything started a shaking, and there were stuff falling everywhere. Each friend has more each friend was more scared than the last, except Roo. He hopped off after a butterfly. Rabbit quickly called to a conclusion. Well, what we have here is a mystery, and of the most mysterious kind. Just then, Roo called his friends over to show them something. It looks like a footprint. This puzzled Pooh. Rabbit, what sort of creature do you suppose would be attached to a foot that big? There's only one thing it could be. A heffalump. Roo wanted to hear more. Excuse me? What's a heffalump? Tigger and Rabbit painted a scary picture of a heffalump, complete with horns, spiked tail. When another trumpet echoed, Roo decided to catch one. I'd be an adventurer. I'd be an explorer. Rabbit sent the gang to get their gear. Roo brought the only useful thing, some rope. Rabbit taught them all. Aim at the barrel and say in a firm voice, in the name of Hundred-Acre Wood, I capture you. Roo roped a barrel right away and was ready for a real heffalump. Rabbit objected. It's too dangerous, Roo. You're simply too young. You could get hurt. Just then, Kanga called for Roo. Sadly, Roo returned home. As Roo got in bed, he told his mother how unfair it felt that he was too young for tomorrow's expansion or expedition. Kanga reassured Roo, you know, dear, growing up doesn't happen all at once. It takes time. Roo fell asleep, still hopeful. I just know I could catch one. The next morning, Roo packed a lunch, grabbed his rope, and sneaked out of his house. He bravely hopped towards the edge of the Hundred-Acre Wood. He felt a little bit nervous as he crawled through the fence to Heffalump Hollow. Still, he set off, looking for Heffalumps. Little did he know that at that very moment, someone was looking at him. About that time, Rabbit and the rest set out. Piglet nervously left a trail of pink jelly beans for a safe return. Then when he saw the fence, oh my, I believe what's over there doesn't look quite as friendly as what's over here. Rabbit climbed over first, and Tigger followed. Neither got a got gobbled up by a heffalump. So far, both sides of the fence seemed the same. Although Rabbit said to stay together, before long, Rabbit and Tigger got separated from Pooh and Piglet. Poor Eeyore, heavy gear made him fall really far behind. Deep in the eerie Heffalump Hollow, Roo dropped his gear by the river bank and tried to retrieve his rope from the water. He did not see a little trunk push through the reeds behind him and sneak part of his lunch, but he heard it. Who's there? Roo walked into the reeds for a closer look. Then, when the reeds closed behind him, he saw a wooden door. Hello? Is anyone there? Something something flew right by Roo. You're it. Next, it tapped Roo with his trunk. Now you gotta catch me. Roo explained carefully why he could not stay and play. Because, I got to catch a heffalump. The creature happily replied, You could catch me. I'm a heffalump. Roo was confused because this heffalump had no horns or spiked tail. Still, Roo had a job to do. Well, if you are a heffalump, then in the name of the 100-Acre Wood, I capture you. The Heffalump enjoyed this game and played along, allowing Roo to catch him on the first try. They both jumped up and down, celebrating. Roo finally convinced the Heffalump to calm down and to come with him. When the Heffalump asked why Roo captured him, Roo thought hard for an answer. Cause I'm a grown-up. This impressed the Heffalump. A grown-up? You must have your own call, then. I can't wait till I grow up. Roo understood. Well, growing up takes a long time. It took me just about forever. Just then Roo heard the same noise that woke him up that morning. Roo wondered why the Heffalump turned to leave. Wait! Wait a minute. You can't leave. Don't you have to go when your mummy calls? Well, yeah. But don't you go yet? Don't you go yet? Let's go see my friends first, then we can go. The Heffalump slowly agreed. On the way, the Heffalump taught Roo his long name. Roo wondered how anyone could remember it. So the Heffalump explained, I cannot, so everybody calls me Lumpy. Lumpy, bumpy, bumpity, bump. That's the name game. Not far behind them, Mummy Heffalump searching for Lumpy. She sniffed some footprints, trumpeted again, and kept looking. Meanwhile, the gang's search was not going well. Eeyore was still far behind. Rabbit and Tigger were hiding, plotting an ambush. Rabbit used his famous call to attract the Heffalump. Elsewhere, Piglet and Pooh heard the terrible call and shook with fear. Pooh thought he saw a Heffalump in the bushes. Be brave, Piglet. This is our chance to save the our woods and our honey. After a skirlet, both Pooh and Piglet stood proudly with their catch. Pooh, have you noticed that Heffalumps look a lot like Rabbit? Pooh agreed. Pooh and Piglet freed Tigger and Rabbit from their traps. Just then, a real Heffalump call rang out nearby. The gang dove into a hollow log to hide. Only Piglet's head popped out of the log. Well, Piglet, do you see it? Piglet heard the brushes shaking. It's coming! It's coming! In a panic, Rabbit and Tigger ran, pulling the log in different directions. They did not stay long enough to see that it was only Eeyore, who came from the bushes. Elsewhere, Roo led Lumpy towards the edge of the Heffalump hollow. When Hundred-Acre Woods came into view, Lump stopped in his tracks. Scary things live over there. One by one, Lump described each of Roo's friends as scary things. Roo discovered that Heffalumps were just as scared of them as they were of the Heffalumps. Once Roo crossed over the fence and promised that his friends were not scary, Lumpy nervously followed. First, Roo led Lumpy to Rabbit's home. Hello, hello, anybody? Rabbit. I caught the Heffalump. Lumpy. Nobody answered, so they tried Pooh's house. He did not answer. Of course, poor Lumpy was very hungry and helped himself to Pooh's honey. Roo hoped Pooh would not mind. Roo wanted to leave before something broke, but the door slammed, sending all the jars crashing down. Lumpy snacked from Rabbit's delicious garden. The next thing he knew, Roo squashed the watermelon seed at him. Squished a watermelon seed at him. A full-fledged food fight broke out. After the fun, Lumpy looked at the garden. My mummy's not going to like this. Rooty Tooty. Yeah, my mama neither. Lumpster. Hey, want to play a game? Cannonball? Then Roo tried to copy Lump's trick. He got water up his nose. Tell you what, you stick to squirting and I'll stick to bouncing. During the afternoon antics, Roo had a change of heart. Lumpster, you're not captured anymore. Clearly, Roo and Lump were quickly becoming good friends. Suddenly they heard Mama Heffalump again. This startled Roo. Oh no, we forgot about your mom. Lumpy was upset. I really have to go. She sounds worried. Roo agreed. Come on, I'll help you find her. Roo and Lumpy traveled into the part of the forest they had never seen before. Roo kept calling, Mrs. Heffalump. Lumpy trumpeted just got weaker as he began losing hope. They stopped at a huge pile of fallen trees. Roo comforted Lumpy. When I don't feel good, my mom sings to me. Lumpy felt better. My mama sings to me, too. As Roo sang, he got an idea. Wait, my mama. She'll know what to do. Come on. They each held one end of the rope as they set off looking for Kanga. By then, the rest of the gang had gotten home safely. Rabbit reviewed the day. Well, all in all, a successful Heffalump exploration. Pooh smiled. Are you sure, Rabbit? Well, certainly. Just look around. You don't see any Heffalumps, do you?" As soon as Rabbit spoke, he saw a Heffalump track. "Over here, over all over the place. That's it. Traps. We need traps everywhere." The gang hurried to build traps for Heffalumps, but all they caught was Kanga, who was out looking for Roo. "Please, have any of you seen Roo? He should have been home by now." Just then, Roo came up over the hill with his new friend, Lumpy, his trunk wrapped around Roo's waist. "This is Lumpy. He's a Heffalump." Tigger gasped. "A real Heffalump?" Roo thought that Lumpy had captured. Rabbit thought that Lumpy had captured Roo. "Unhand him!" The gang charged Lumpy, and he ran. Roo tried to stop them. In the excitement, the gang wound up trapped by their own traps. Terrified, Lumpy ran to the forest. Roo followed him. "Lumpy, Lumpy, wait!" Then Roo caught up. He found Lumpy alone in a cage. "You said they wouldn't be scary. You promised." "Oh, Lumpy, I'm so sorry. This is all my fault," Lumpy whispered. "I want my mummy." Roo untied the knot on the cage and freed Lumpy. The two hugged. Just as Lumpy got free, the gang appeared, and ignoring Roo's cries, they roped Lumpy again. Kanga stepped forward and told them to listen to Roo. "We were wrong about Heffalumps. They're not scary creatures. Lumpy's my friend. He's just like us. So you gonna uncapture him?" With the rope still around his neck, Lumpy backed up to get away but slipped down a steep slope. Roo grabbed the rope to slow Lumpy, but was flung deep into the ravine. His friends tried to rescue him, but he slipped deeper. Sadly, the logs were just too heavy. Lumpy ran to the edge of the forest, tooting along the way. His toots were not loud enough but he kept trying. Suddenly, Lumpy called out with a loud toot, and hearing this grave little Roo hope. This gave the little Roo hope. Lumpy heard a return call. "Mummy, my mummy's coming." Lumpy's mom came crashing through the forest, worried. "Oh, my little darling, I've been worried sick." "I'm okay, Mummy. But my friend Roo is in trouble. Can't you save him?" They ran to the edge, and Mama Heffalump called to Roo. Now try not to move. Loof, here I come." She used her nose like a giant straw and gently lifted Roo up and out of the mess. Kanga scooped up Roo. "Roo, oh, Roo, I was so worried." Lumpy rejoiced. "You did it! You did it!" Lumpy's mother saved a big hug for Lumpy. "Oh, Lumpy, you found your call." Finally, Pooh and the gang understood. "Oh, Rabbit, that's why the Heffalump was in our woods. She was looking for her baby." Rabbit told Lumpy how sorry they were for trapping him, and Lumpy forgave them all. As the sun set on that day, the mothers joyfully watched their children play in the meadow. Even the gang cheered for their new friend. Pooh smiled. "You know, we never really did capture a Heffalump that day. It was more like Lumpy captured all of us." So what we could take away from this: don't judge before you basically see the person or whatever, and make sure that, you know what, give them a chance. Like they found out, the Hundred-Acre Wood crew, that Heffalumps weren't scary as they were told. They were just like them, and so they became friends, and that was cool. I like that. Okay, remember, come back to Big Daddy Story Time for more videos, and I will see you next time. Be blessed. Bye bye.